Feeling down about the markets? Do I have a video for you? Are you sick of scrolling on YouTube and seeing thumbnails like this? Like we are going to zero? Everyone's, we're dying. I'm selling my Bitcoin. We're all going to zero. Do you want to know what's actually happening with the price of stocks? Why are we doing this? Why is Bitcoin doing this? When is it going to bottom? What is going on here? Are we going into a recession? Did this guy just send us into a global depression? If you want a clear, concise summary of what is happening in the world right now, watch the rest of this video. I have one, what do you call it? I can't even speak today. I have one requirement of you as a person watching this channel. Imagine that this is my video. This is a great channel, by the way. Go subscribe to this guy. He's amazing. But imagine that you're on my video right now. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm already subscribed to my boy Trader University. He's amazing. But subscribe to this channel. I'll settle for a like as a backup. If you get something good out of this, just do me that one favor. Either hit the like button or subscribe, or maybe even share this with someone. Okay, let's talk. We had the Federal Reserve meeting last Wednesday. Everyone's panicking. Literally every single YouTube thumbnail is like, oh my God, we're going to zero. All the bears literally have this look on their face. And this is how I know that people don't understand what the hell is going on, because the bears are so cocky right now. I see every bear on YouTube like, I told you, we're screwed. We're going to zero. We're effed. It's terrible. They're so happy. It's gonna be funny when this flips right in their freaking face, because this is not going to last, guys. Everyone thinks that this is we're going into a 12-month, 30-month depression, whatever. We're not, and I'm gonna explain why. Okay, it could get gnarly here in the short term, sure. Could Bitcoin go lower in the short term? Sure. Could stocks go lower in the short term? Sure. I don't know. I really don't care. I know the outcome to this story, and I'm going to show you the outcome. This is the outcome. It's going to happen sooner than people expect. It's going to be more violent than people expect, and it's going to be this. It's going to be this on Bitcoin. And the reason for that is very, very simple. We are already in a recession, and we are already headed to a place that is impossible for the money printer not to go burr. Okay, I want to say that one more time. This guy came out here on the stage on Wednesday and made you guys think that, I'm gonna raise interest rates. I'm never gonna print another dollar as long as I live. I literally see people on Twitter acting like this guy is not going to buckle under the weight of this. I don't even need the slides today. I really don't. It's like, have you guys ever been in a fight? I guess none of you have. Okay. You know how like before a fight, people talk a bunch of smack. They're like, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, bro. Let's go. Like, you're a little girl. Like, come on, let's see what you got. You never, you know what I mean? You've at least done the trash talking part, right? But what happens when you actually fight? Someone gets punched in the mouth, right? It gets settled quickly, right? It's not, there's all this talk. It's like an hour of talk, and then all of a sudden, boom, someone gets punched in the mouth. You guys are sitting here thinking, this guy's a big bully. You know, the teacher's listening over his shoulder, so he feels confident. This guy's just acting. He's just acting like he... like he has control of this situation. Go look at, I would encourage you for homework to go and look at the background of this guy. He's like a lawyer. He literally doesn't have any experience doing this. And he is playing with things that he does not know of, okay? Raoul Paul says it better than me. Just go read Raoul's thread. He says, when you're a boomer central banker, everything looks like a ghost of the 1970s. Heuristic bias will give unexpected outcomes. Deflation when total jet to GDP is this. Basically, what he's saying is that Paul Volcker, what everyone thinks this is the 1970s. Everyone thinks that inflation's super high. In order to kill inflation, that's what this guy thinks. In order to kill inflation, we have to raise rates forever and crush inflation. We have to crush inflation. We have to. I just want to give I'll give you a little spoiler alert. Even this dude, Volcker, the guy who was so tough, and yeah, he was in the playground and he was so tough. Yeah, you can't beat me, inflation. I'm going to crush you, inflation. Guess what he did? He cut rates. He pivoted hard with core inflation above 10%. Why? Because the economy went into a recession. What I am saying here is that this little bully in the parking lot is a liar. I've been telling you he's lying to your face, because they are not going to raise rates to the levels that they say they are. And if they do, they're going to have to cut them just as hard. If they're going to have to print money, they printed 10 trillion last year, they're going to have to print 30 trillion to get out of the mess that they've made, because the market right now is going, I mean, I don't have time in these videos to get into all the weeds with you guys, because I don't think you really care. But if you don't know what an inverted yield curve is, I don't know how you're going to ever make money in this market, because an inverted yield curve, it means that if you put money into bonds, right, 12-month short-term bonds, you get a higher yield on the short-term shit than you do on the long-term stuff. And if you see, if I put money away for 30 years, you would think I would earn a higher return than if I put money away for 2 years. That doesn't make a lot of sense, right? That's like saying, hey man, I'll loan you money for 30 years, you can pay me 3% interest, or I'll loan you money for 2 years, you can pay me 4%. That doesn't even make sense. When this happens, you don't even have to know the intricate details. When this happens, this predicts a recession 100% of the time. I will say it again, 100% of the time. We are deep in a recession. Every single indicator is showing this. Raul's got a nice thread here. Okay, he's showing that there is way too much debt in the system. I will just let you go read these on your own. There's way too much debt in the system. You can fight QE, but it ain't going away. The debt is too damn high and the boomers are too damn old. Jay Powell might want to be Volcker, but the politicians will win. It's the voters, stupid. And the cowbell will return, and when it does, you need to own the stuff that goes up the most. Can't summarize that any better than that. I don't want to get into the weeds with you guys. Like, I don't want this channel to be about inverse yield curve, and there's people that are smarter than me. There's people that are smarter than that. Go follow Luke Groman. Go follow Sven Henrik. Go follow Raul Paul. Like, these people are smart. The way the 2000 and 2020 crises were handled means the next recession will likely be signaled by FX markets. Like, this gets a little bit wordy. But what he is saying is the FX markets are signaling global depression, not recession. All of the data is showing two things. I'll just break it down for you people who are a little bit slow. Number one, I'm going to write it over here. Number one, the markets are screaming this. Depression. Depression. Everything is screaming depression. Okay? And the second thing it's screaming is deflation. 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 Now, let me show you Elon's tweet that I've been telling you guys about for a year and a half. Where the hell is it? A major Fed hike risks deflation. In my opinion, I think this is now a guarantee after the last 75 BPS hike and forward guidance. Deflation is coming. If you go to Raul Paul again, go follow him. Let me show you. He just put a thread up this. He said the 5-year break-evens have broken key support. Next is a round trip back to 2019. The CB experiment, the central bank experiment of Volcker worship in a massively indebted economy is on its last legs, in the coming month or two. Reminder, U.S. total debt is 100% of world GDP. The debt of our country is more than the rest of the world's productivity. No economy in history has carried this much debt as a percentage of world debt. Good luck with your sticky inflation meme. I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long and try to explain the intricate details of this. You're just going to have to trust me on this and go do your own research, or else you'll never believe me, I guess. I've been saying this for months. Go back and watch my other videos. I don't want to make every video like so complicated. When you have a economy that has so much debt, like Raul Paul is saying, when the Fed, when losers like this come in, and they act like they can just raise interest rates so fast and nothing's going to happen, this is what happens. The yields go insane and you lose control of shit instantly. This isn't like other recessions. I think people really don't understand that this time is different. In 2008, we didn't have all the supercomputers in our pockets. Debt to GDP was 60%, not 130%. That actually matters, guys. So I want to summarize this better. I feel like I'm doing a terrible job. Imagine that you're in debt, okay? And the last recessions that we've had, you were kind of in debt, right? You were like sort of in debt, not really, right? And so you get an unexpected car payment and you're like, shit, you know, your car breaks down. You're like, okay, well, that's not the end of the world. I can still pay for this, right? That's okay, right? It's not, your life doesn't become more volatile. Does that make sense? Okay, now, fast forward to right now. Imagine you're in debt up to your eyeballs, which is what we are. I mean, I laughed a lot a second ago. But it's scary. The U.S. is in so much debt. It's in more debt than the entire world's productivity combined. Look at this. More debt than the entire world's productivity combined. Okay, so you're in so much debt. Picture this, that you get a $200, like you have to change a tire on your car. And that sends you into a panic. Your life is more volatile, right? holy shit, I can't handle this. I can't handle this debt. And stuff breaks. Like, it breaks. You need a new job now. You go to jail because you can't pay your bills. Like, stuff breaks instantly in your life, right? That's what's happening in the world right now. Everyone who's calling for a 12-month depression is out of their mind. They're out of their mind. And the reason for that is because they are going to have to step in. They're going to have to pivot faster than everyone thinks. I don't know when. The reason I don't know when is because we have a prideful loser in charge. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Okay, he thinks, like Raul Paul is saying, that he's Paul Volcker. He thinks that he thinks he's Paul Volcker. He's not. He is going to realize this very soon. The housing market is going to crash. Oil is crashing. Deflation. The words of the day are no longer, you know, inflation. We gotta beat inflation. The words of the day are now depression and deflation. How do we stop these two things? We stop these two things by printing money. Okay? So that is my thesis. I've been talking to you guys 4 months that I think 30K before 15K. You know, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we quickly go down to 15K and then pop back up. But what I do know is that holding Bitcoin right now is the only thing that makes sense to me to do. Really, literally. I mean, have some cash, have like a 6 to 12 month emergency fund, right? That's smart. That's what you should do. But buying Bitcoin here at $18,000 is not risky. It's not risky because I know the outcome of this story. The outcome of this story is that they will be forced sooner rather than later to print money. That is it. The debt is too high. The math is too obvious. The debt is too high. Everything is breaking. It's breaking as we speak. Okay? And so whether or not they break things further and we go lower before higher, that's the only real question. The only real question is how bad do they break things? Do they break things? Do we go down here to like 15K? Does it get worse? I don't know. Do we go down? I don't know, and I don't care. I can't predict this stuff because I can't predict this, guys. I can't predict human fear. Like this aspect of the equation right here is just fear, right? Because fear, if you really think about it, fear happens when you don't know an outcome, right? If like I'd be scared, I'll just make my face bigger. I'd be scared for my life if I didn't know where I was going to make my next dollar, right? And so there are people that don't understand what I just said, and maybe I didn't explain it very well, but I think I did. People don't understand this. It's very simple. It's very simple. They are going to print the money, and it's going to be sooner than everyone thinks because the debt is so high. Everything's going to break faster than everyone thinks, and we're going to go back up. This is a guarantee that from some point in here, I don't know where, some point in here we will go like this. That's a guarantee. That's just math. The alternative is global war and the United States ceasing to exist. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Like the only way that Bitcoin goes to zero and they don't print the money is if the United States ceases to exist. Because that would mean that they nuked everything, you know, that they raised interest rates. We went into it just completely went off the map, right? And they did nothing to try to save it. They did nothing to try to save it. They refused to print the money to save it. They're going to print the money to save it. That's what Raul was saying. I keep losing the thread, but he says, it's about the votes, stupid. It's about the votes. Just go read his threads. I got too much shit open. Does that make sense? People are going to complain. When this happens, if this happens, people are going to be scared. They're going to complain, and then they're going to have to print money. Okay? So I don't understand when you know that this is 100% certain, and I know this with all of my being, that this line is going to happen. Do I know when? No, I don't. Do I know if these will happen first? No, I don't. I have no idea. But I do know with 100% certainty that they will print this money and it will go back up. So if I was you, this is what I'm doing with my own money. Do whatever you want to do. Okay? This YouTube channel makes me no money. So share this with someone if you care. Just for the record. Like everyone's out here making these really I think the really bearish videos get more views, which is cool. Good for you. I refuse to be bearish when I know the outcome of the story. I refuse to get scared over some punk in the playground who's talking a bunch of smack. It's like this punk It's kind of like real life. Imagine if Jerome Powell came up to me in the park and was talking smack to me. I'm not saying I want to fight people. I don't want to hurt people, but like, you know, look at that old dude. He's talking. It's a perfect analogy. This dude comes up to me in the park and is like talking a bunch of shit. Okay. Do I believe him? Do I think that he's going to beat me up? Oh my gosh. That fight wouldn't go well for Jerome, you know what I mean? So, it's the same thing with all you wussies watching these doomsday YouTube videos and watching Twitter and, oh, we're going to zero. The Fed's going to rate. The Fed's a big tough guy. They're not. He's not a big tough guy. He's not. And so the second that this deteriorates, it's already deteriorating. It's deteriorating rapidly. I mean, let me just show you on the chart. I know this is a long video. I don't really care. Look at this. Look at the DXY. This is the dollar index. This is called the dollar wrecking ball. It's at 112. Oh my God. If you don't know how bad this is for the world economy, you're crazy. When the dollar is this strong, everything breaks. Everything. It's breaking right before our eyes. Look at the 10-year yield. This is the yield on the 10-year bond. When this goes up, everything breaks. Okay? Oil's nuking. Okay, so once again, I don't want to get into the weeds with you guys. I will just say this louder and clearer for you people in the back. All of the data is pointing at depression and deflation. Okay? Therefore, the Federal Reserve will be forced to reverse course sooner rather than later. When they do that, Bitcoin will go back up. It'll probably go to $100,000 because they printed fucking 6 trillion this time and they're going to print 30 trillion next time. This is mathematics. This is facts. Okay? You can go listen to all the doomsdayers that you want, but this one video is what the truth of the market, the actual truth. Okay? So if you got something out of this, follow me on Twitter. Share this with someone. Smash the like button. I'll try to make, I might make videos every day. I might not. So subscribe because I might make them random schedule whenever I feel like ranting. Because there's no reason to be scared here, guys. You're being scared. It's like imagine that you're me. I don't want to fight any of you, okay? But imagine that you have some training. You're 6'7", you're strong. You're decent in a fight, okay? I'm not freaking Conor McGregor, but like, I can handle myself. You know what I mean? Imagine that you have that. Maybe you're not. Maybe you live in a basement. I don't know. And you have this old dude who's telling you, hey, I'm gonna beat you up. What do you think about that? What is your manly response? It's like, yeah, right, dude. And then you punch him in the mouth and you go on with your day. That's what you should do with this market right now. You have to stop being a wuss. Stop letting people scare you. Because this is the time to buy. This is the time to buy Bitcoin. When everyone is so scared and everyone's like, I know the outcome of this fight. I know where it's going because it's obvious. It's as obvious as me fighting Jerome Powell. It's as obvious as Conor McGregor fighting an old grandmother in a back parking lot. Who's going to win? That's what I got. I hope that made sense to you. All right, bye.